had him right there.
Yeah, pool, ping pong.
The 2K Sports Pregame Show.
Good evening, sports fans. This is 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny Smith. Tonight's game held at Amway Center. It's the Orlando Magic going up against the Toronto Raptors. For Toronto, they have been a team on a mission this season. Best record in the NBA. We're getting deep into the schedule now, and they continue playing dominant basketball. And the front lines for both teams tonight, powerful, explosive. Shaq, what's the key these days to building a great front court?
Well, the more versatile, the better. But it's more about skill and brute strength. You know I'm about skill and brute strength. I was the most skillful and brutally strong guy ever to play the game.
It's right, you are brutal.
What's so funny?
That, front court guys need to change ends. That's what's funny to me, Shaq, and nothing else. I just tell you right now, nothing else is funny to me.
You want me to show you how strong I am? I'll flip this table over right now.
I believe you could. I believe you could.
What you looking at, Ernie?
Not much.
Oh.
All right.
It's on. It's on.
I see Ernie.
And here's Kevin Harlan. Here's Kevin Harlan.
I'll see you in the locker room, Ernie.
Let's meet the starting lineup for the visiting Toronto Raptors. At shooting guard, Daniel Green. At center, Serge Ibaka. At power forward, Pascal Siakam. At the other guard position, Kyle Lowry. At the other forward position, Kawhi Leonard. The head coach of the team, and now introducing your Orlando Magic. At the small forward position, at 6'6", number 17, Jonathan Simmons. At shooting guard, 6 feet 7 inches, number 10, Evan Fournier. Starting at the other guard, 6'0", number 14, DJ Augustine. The other forward position, at 6'9", number 00, Aaron Gordon. Number 9 center from USC, Nick Vucevic. A head coach for your team. Once again, your Orlando Magic.
It's that time of the year. Happy holidays, everyone, from 2K Sports as we get set to bring you some mid-season NBA action. I'm Kevin Harlan alongside Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge is joining us from the sideline. This crowd is really ready to roar in this Eastern Conference matchup for the Magic. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
You know, their focus wasn't there in that one. Same with the shot selection.
I've seen worse shooting nights, but this was pretty bad, and it obviously cost them the game.
We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So the Raptors 5 right now. Kyle Lowry and Danny Green are the guards in. Then it's Ibaka. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Siakam in at the 4 spot. And Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Magic on defense. Steve, compared to when you played, talk about elements of the game that are now easier for the players than, like I said, when you play.
I think if you start on the floor, the game is less physical. There's no more handshaking. There's no more chucking. There's no more hard fouls when they're throwing you up against the stanchion. And then I think off the court, the travel. I started when we flew commercial, Kevin. Now every team is flying private. I think the travel is definitely easier for players.
Not only flew commercial, Smitty, but we used to fly in the first flight out every morning, like 6 a.m.
Yes.
flights after a game, after a night game.
I remember those days. The positive was you didn't practice a lot when you got to those cities.
Now, here's Lowry. Leonard, the pass to Ibaka. And Ibaka slams it in.
I mean, a great look by Kawhi, aware of what the defense is trying to do, understands the spacing.
And the basket by Gordon.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
All right, now let's find out what head coach Nick Nurse had to say to David Aldridge. David.
Well, Kevin, I asked him what the strategy was offensively, and he said, look, we want to avoid having to take so many outside shots. They want to exploit what he described as a mismatch inside. He said, we have the talent down low to make things very difficult on those guys, and we're going to use it. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
You know, he tracks a lot of defensive attention, and that enables Lowry to create open looks for his teammates.
Here's Gordon. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Gordon's got 6 points.
And where's the help? Obviously, a missed rotation, something they're going to want to patch up.
Only the first quarter. Guys are getting in a groove, but communication on the defense has to be better.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
They get it again. And it's Vucevic missing.
Ooh, you know that's one he liked to have back. Point-blank range, and he missed it.
Leonard finds Green. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors.
The team play of Leonard, a catalyst for this offense, does everything you need to affect winning.
Here's Fournier. Siakam pulls it in. The Raptors have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. That gives them the lead.
And he's not going to miss that sort of an opportunity from deep.
On the wing, Gordon. To end the run. He takes it up and lays it in. 8 points for him.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far. Dropping dimes all night. He's been completely locked in.
Unselfish basketball, that'll make you very popular amongst your teammates.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And the foul goes against Toronto.
Well, you just have to love the skill Vucevic shows on the offensive end. I mean, he can erupt for big scoring nights if you don't keep him in check, and it gives you a little bit of everything from an offensive standpoint.
Free throw drops for Vucevic. Guys, Vucevic doing more shooting from range the last couple years, further improving his versatile offensive game.
Yeah, and when he was younger, he got his points by going to work on the block. Still can do that, but now prefers to float outside and stretch the defense. Very soft touch on that jump shot, no matter if it comes from inside or out.
And both free throws good for Vucevic.
That's a huge advantage, having a big guy who can shoot free throws like this.
And it's DJ Augustine with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Personal foul.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. That's good from Lowry on the assist by Leonard. Lowry's got his first basket.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic.
This Toronto offense has been going through a transition the last few years. the team used to take a lot of mid-range shots and run a lot of ISOs. They switched to more of a ball movement-oriented style, and it paid off.
Just your average hood, the dreams are getting rich. My crib big like a football field. You might around and think I signed a football deal, but you know I take 15 minutes to drop a track. Yeah, I take half a minute, but you know I make them bounce all across the globe. I got your a franchise like a Houston Rockets, and every 8 months is when I usually drop it. You know, I got the streets on lock. I like my beats with knock. You know my.
Taking a look at some stats for Fournier. How last month turned out for him? He's getting around 16 points a game, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. But the arrow's pointing upward right now.
Along with the Raptors' decrease in isolations, the amount of threes jumped up as well.
So true. 38% of shots last year were threes. Raptors took the 3rd most threes in the league last season. We'll see if that trend continues this season, but there has clearly been a shift in how they want to play.
I tell you, he's playing the game with pure excitement right now.
He capped off that dunk with some serious hang time on the rim. And we're just over 3.5 minutes into the first quarter. And Lowry gets double-teamed. Pass to Green. Siakam kicks to Ibaka. Back to Siakam. Over Gordon. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon. Toronto shooting their first free throws tonight. The first trip to the stripe in this one.
Taking 2 shots.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And he knocks down the first one. And so he hits both. And so here's Orlando, trailing by 2. Leonard with the steal. Lowry drives in. The pass to Green. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got his 5th assist in this one. Vucevic, and he banks in the layup. Vucevic has got 7.
He has great instincts on the offensive end. He's tough to contain.
That's tipped. And here's Green. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Right wing. Rocket 6. Pass to Siakam. Nobody near Leonard. No good on the 3.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Chalk up 2 there. And 12 points for Aaron Gordon.
Oh, 6 of 8 from the field, 75%. Just scoring the ball at will.
That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Lowry with the ball. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Here's Leonard, and that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
And
And with Kawhi Leonard, he just does everything well on the floor. Offense, defense, rebounding, runs the floor. I mean, he is one of the more complete players in our league. He can completely take over a game on both ends.
Shooting 2.
First free throw is good. And Greg with Kawhi started as a defensive stopper, but he now is so much more than that.
I mean, he's got a great outside shot, that pull-up jumper, the turnarounds in the post. He has the complete repertoire. You never would have thought he was only viewed as a defense guy once upon a time, but was already a fantastic player. But this is a guy that continues to just add to his game.
When you think back to 2014, Kawhi was named an All-Star, Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP, and broke out as a true superstar.
Well, early on, neither team put much emphasis on the defensive side.
No doubt. The offensive game planning on both sides has been effective early on.
Yet another bucket in close. That's how he's earning his points today.
Smitty, as you were saying about Leonard, only 2 other players in league history had obtained all 3 of those honors in a single season.
And those other 2, Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon, have been the only ones to do it. But Leonard did it at a very young age. Maybe the most amazing thing, Leonard still just entering his prime.
Here's Augustine, so they take the lead. Augustine's got his first 2 points.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
And stolen by Gordon. All alone.
Oh, wow.
Watch your head. It's a beautiful jam.
My goodness, that was absolutely filthy.
Ugh, nasty. This building is stunned. He dug deep, Greg, into his bag of tricks there. And here are the Raptors now, following the bucket by Orlando. Here's Siakam. Bangs home the trifecta. Siakam's got 17.
He's been locked in all quarter, really finding his rhythm.
Right side, Gordon. A beautiful reverse layup.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Passes to Leonard. Down low. Score that one for him. His 8th field goal. 8 for 11 on a very accurate night.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. You often hear great players say, I want to be the leader of this team. But Smitty, is every great player actually cut out? Are they wired enough to be a leader and play that role?
No, not at all. You have some fantastic, phenomenal players talent-wise, but just not their role to be a leader. And then I think when you hear guys say they want to be a leader, 9 times out of 10, that's the guy that's not the leader. Because a leader usually just evolves, but when you start saying you want to be, you're probably not. You're going to lead by example, and then a lot of the guys, obviously, some of the best, they can take it to the vocal part, but you can't ask to be a leader. It just happens.
It needs to happen organically, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Yes, mommy, looking mad, depressed. I'm young, black, handsome, and fab, but let's get some fabulous. You mad as what you say and what you doing, they adding up. Do a ring around the squad, make her the buck. She see me owning that shit.
So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group. Bamba is checked in for Vucevic. Jonathan Isaac comes in for Simmons. Ross is checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Jaren Grant in for Augustine. And Toronto will go for a different look here. Jonas Valanciunas is checked in for Ibaka. OG Anunoby comes in for Pascal Siakam. DeLon Wright, he's checked in for Danny Green. And it's Fred VanVleet in for Kyle Lowry. Here's Leonard after the Magic pick up 2. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. Right, the pass to VanVleet. 6 on the shot clock. Fires from 14. And there's Valanciunas on the assist from Leonard. Leonard's got 6 assists here tonight. Ross, that's good. Ross has got his second bucket tonight.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Van Vliet kicks to Anunoby. Knocks it loose. Pass to Wright. Here's the three. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And there's where, if you get some room, you kind of have to take that shot to keep the defense honest.
And there's the pass to Ross. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Ross has got 6.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Great vision there from Ross to find the open man.
Raptors trail by 4. To the middle. Valanciunas, good.
This is where it's important to have guys looking for opportunities. Terrific lead pass.
Here's Ross. That one goes in for him too, making it look easy. He's now 4 for 4.
Oh, they own the interior right now. 10 straight points coming from inside.
Here's Van Vliet, coming off a solid outing against Miami. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Leonard. That shot is off. The Magic go the other way with it. Here's Bamba. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Loving the toughness there from Bamba. Just needs to keep proving that he's not to be messed with.
And here again, the Magic in transition. Up the court they go. And the dunk by Bamba.
Well, the pace, the big plays they're making, this is a statement run right here.
Hard to remember the last time they've missed. These guys are having fun right now.
Here's Van Vliet. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Here's Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Man, hard to believe. Already they're staring at a double-digit lead, and we've just gotten started.
Fantastic effort. Right out of the gate, simply overwhelming their opponent.
Van Vliet looking around. Here's Anunoby. It's tipped.
The main thing you get with Bamba, imposing defender, shot blocker, alters everything in the paint.
That's good.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
So timeout called here, the first for Toronto. And Jaren Grant, 5 years at Notre Dame, redshirted as a freshman and helped lead them to the Elite Eight back in 2015.
The Irish had a high-powered offense, Kevin. A lot of shooters. A good preparation for him in the NBA.
Wondu's checked in, and the Raptors also making a change. Miles is checked in. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for the Raptors. A 12-point game. Kicks to Valanciunas. Shoots over Bamba. And again, Toronto no up. Yep, it counts. Bamba's got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Raptors trail by 14. And the dunk by Bamba.
And really focused on establishing dominance down low. And guys, it's working.
They have played physical, they have owned the paint, and they have built up a decent lead here in the first.
And these are the real stats, real scores from the real NBA, showing you the top shooting teams in the league. That's the name of the game, putting the ball in the basket. the Raptors' third.
So patient on the offensive end. I mean, they're not going to force shots, and it's that selectiveness that's yielded such an impressive field goal percentage.
And that one falls for Bamba.
And with Mohamed Bamba, one of the first things you notice is that 7'9" wingspan. I mean, yeah, he's got to add more muscle on that frame, but he can use that reach already to make an impact at both ends.
He's off on the second. And with Bamba, in addition to his crazy length, you also get a player who's extremely smart.
How about getting scholarship offers from Ivy League schools, including Harvard? You can see him thinking on the court. He's deliberate in the things that he does. Bright future ahead for him.
Well, this is why you see guys shying away from their mid-range jumper. It's a bit of a lost art.
A wide open look here for Wright. Misses the three. Magic leading by 14. Here's a one-two. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
In the corner, Miles with it. Good on the triple. Miles has got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples. They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Pass to Van Vliet. Pass to Anunoby. And the wide open shot from Miles. His three-pointer's off the mark. With 1 on the clock. And after just 1 quarter of play, a double-digit differential on the scoreboard. Magic lead by 13. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And let's listen to Pascal Siakam talking about the work ethic of his teammates.
You come in every day. Guys in the gym every single day. So I used to think that I was always the hardest worker, but, just coming to see guys, the amount of work that they put in, trying to get better each and every day.
And Greg, when everyone is working hard, it builds a chemistry.
And a culture. Kevin, winning teams all have it. It's not enough to be here. You want to win.
Magic ball. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a very convincing performance from the Magic so far.
They're just not sitting back. They are going for steals, and their activity has been terrific.
Sometimes gambling gets you in trouble, but in that first quarter, it was just the opposite.
So on the floor for Toronto to start this second quarter. Anunoby out there with C.J. Miles. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas, and it's Wright in at the 2. Here's Ross, and the jam by Ross.
Well, you know that Ross can throw it down. Nice one right there.
Raptors trail by 15. Here's Van Vliet. No points in the game yet for him. Inside. Goes back up. And Valanciunas with the layup.
The persistence of Valanciunas paying off in a big way on the glass. He is just a tremendously hard worker.
Baseline J on the way. No good off the front iron.
And that's the look this offense is designed to produce.
Always frustrating when you do everything right, yet just can't complete the play.
And now Bamba pushing it up. No one back to stop him. No good on the fast break pull-up. Raptors have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Poked loose, and so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and three-point shot attempts so far for the Raptors.
And they are going where the going is good for them right now. The painted area, high percentage and high volume shots.
And with play, just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. And up the court come the Magic on the break. Fader on the way. No good off the back of the rim.
And this is one of those times where the coach has got to preach, be unselfish.
And we don't know that he hasn't. Maybe it's been falling on deaf ears. Guys taking ill-advised jump shots.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Orlando Magic has struggled to find difference-making players in the draft or in free agency. Their goal is to get younger but get better at the same time, and it's difficult to do even in the Eastern Conference, but Orlando is determined to get this right. Kevin?
And the journey continues for them and a lot of teams. DA, thank you. And the Raptors call time here. There's a real art, isn't there, Steve, to drawing charges? Who are some of the best at doing that you see now on a game-to-game basis?
You know, DeMarcus Cousins stands out because he's a center. You're used to seeing centers block shots.
Right.
But he can get in position and take charges. Draymond Green loves to take charges. Kemba Walker does it from the point guard position. Marcus Smart, Patrick Beverly. Those are some of the names, and the list goes on and on.
And those guys are tough guys, too. They have a toughness, grit factor about them.
Yeah, you got to have that, Kevin, if you're going to bounce your head off the floor.
Listen when I play this is not a playlist. We've been on the same, I ain't tryna change. Got girls that be tryna get famous, but they remain nameless.
So for the Magic, Vucevic checked in for Jonathan Isaac. Evan Fournier comes in for Terrence Ross. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Grant. And Toronto will go for a different look here. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Jonas Valanciunas. Pascal Siakam comes in for OG Anunoby. Danny Green, he's checked in for DeLon Wright. And Kyle Lowry subbed in for Fred VanVleet.
With a hand in his face, Ibaka able to maintain concentration and deliver the goods.
And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. And Ibaka slams it in.
Yeah, he just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam. And Vucevic throws it down.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. And here's Lowry. He'll bring it up for the Raptors. Trailing by 13. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That game marks the first half of a quick two-game homestand.
That's his second personal foul.
Ibaka dishes to Lowry. Over Augustine. The offensive rebound. Misses from short range. Orlando leading by 13. Here's Vucevic. Knocks it down from 7 feet. Vucevic has got 4 points in the quarter.
Well, if you wonder why they're in control of this game, just look at his stats from the field. Solid, solid, solid.
Pass to Ibaka. Outside, Green. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. Shot clock at 6. Shoots it. Misses off the left iron. The Magic have gotten just over 50% of their shots to drop here in the second quarter. They're 5 for 9. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Kyle Lowry picks one up there. The Magic have gone 4 for 5 from the charity stripe in this one up to now.
Two.
The free throw drops for Augustine. Both free throws good from Augustine. And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Now Lowry. He kicks to Miles. That shot missing. Great D that time for Vucevic. And now Orlando on the break. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots. Raptors trailed by 19. And the pass to Ibaka. Back to Lowry. Lowry drawing the double team. It's stolen by Vucevic. And now Bamba pushing it up. No one back to stop him.
And the point differential tells the story. Their two-way play has been outstanding.
You know, it's a matter of effort plus talent. You need both to dominate this way.
Stolen by Bamba. Releases from 15, and there are the Magic with another bucket.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Toronto's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Toronto calls timeout. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
In no way that game should have been as close as it was. They sort of stumbled, but they found a way at the end to pull it out.
Hop up the person, hop up in the Rari. This is eating calamari. I'm a playboy, say what's up to Cardi. You see my diamond shining and you know it's Cardi. Hop up out the Porsche, hop up in the Rari. This is eating calamari. I'm a playboy, say what's up to Cardi. Yeah, and my diamond shining and you know it's Cardi.
Couple zeros with me, count of 31s. Clean money, capers, got it dirty. Getting money, gotta give me some. Selling, about to give me one. Blowing money fast, flipping through the funds. Passing through the block, cheating on the run. Been a short, sticking to my 12, he got a rocket, Eddie got it. Yo, Trizzy, wanna call me Freddy Krueger. Shout out to my 10 chains, don't call me Rick the Black.
Simmons checked in for the Magic. Kawhi Leonard's checked in for Toronto.
And checking out the stats for Nikola Vucevic, the past month has been surreal. He's averaging 19 points per game, 13 rebounds, and 3 assists. What incredible numbers. He has been a beast.
You know what? Everything is coming so easy for him right now, operating on the highest level.
Fournier and the rejection by Ibaka.
Great defense by Serge, a tremendous athlete, blessed with insane length and leaping ability.
You know, and Serge Ibaka, a player who kind of came into the league as a defensive stopper, shot blocker. You know, still has great length and can bother shots, but not the prolific shot blocker he once was, as the focus has become more on the offensive end. They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Lowry against Augustine. Lowry finds Leonard. And it's blocked. And now here comes Simmons leading the break. Here's Vucevic. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. Serge Ibaka picks one up there. Smitty, with all the different arenas you've played in and all the cities you've traveled to as a player, which city do you think, looking back, was the hardest to play in for whatever reason?
This is an easy question. Detroit, Michigan, Kevin, because I was raised there and played college basketball. The ticket request going home was definitely hard.
I bet.
Because now you're starting to ask teammates, you're starting to ask everybody for tickets, and I just never had enough.
And it was expensive to buy tickets.
Yes, indeed.
And everyone wanted one.
Everybody. My first game, Kevin, ever back in Detroit, 300 tickets.
Oh.
Glad I had good teammates, though. They helped me.
And both free throws good for Vucevic.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
To the inside, Ibaka, and Ibaka slams it in.
The aggressive side of Serge coming through as Serge himself at the rim.
Vucevic with the bucket.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
To the middle, Deflects the pass. Stolen by Bamba. Pass to Augustine. Here's Fournier. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got assist number 7 for him tonight. And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for Toronto. And stolen by Fournier. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Vucevic. Stolen by Bamba. Fast break. Here come the Magic. Fournier trying to break loose. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Inside. Stolen by Bamba. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Still Magic ball.
Let's now go to the real stats, the real scores from the real NBA. See the league's top assist men. Kyle Lowry is second.
His passing has been so terrific. You can see his unselfishness really rubbing off on the rest of the team.
Now here's Simmons. 11 points for him in that last game against Phoenix. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a 3-point play chance here for him.
At the line.
And Jonathan Simmons, the explosive wing player, went undrafted but has earned a spot in the NBA after a strong couple of years in the G League. Now he's established himself as a potent offensive player.
One shot, find the lanes.
And that one misses. And for Simmons, when he was in the G League, he developed, Greg, his playmaking.
Yeah, spent some time at point guard at that level, and I think it helps him in terms of finding ways to create shots for himself. He's definitely at his best when the ball is in his hands. Not so much a spot-up player, but he can create offense for a team in a hurry.
Here's Lowry. After the made shot from Nikola Vucevic. They need this, and it's Kyle Lowry with the 3. Lowry's got 5 points so far.
A nice three-point shooter. Kyle Lowry extends the defense trying to cover him.
The offense is running well, but more importantly, they're taking the shots they know they can make.
Hard to maintain your discipline, but obviously this was the game plan coming in, and they're carrying it out.
Toronto's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the 3-point shot tonight. Very respectable. And stolen by Fournier. And it's out of bounds. The Raptors will take it the other way. Here's a look at what's coming up for Toronto. On Sunday, the Chicago Bulls come into town, tipping off a homestand for them. Then on Tuesday, they'll be matching up against Rudy Gobert and the Utah Jazz.
And that game against the Spurs, this is one where it would take a complete meltdown for them not to come away with the win. Anything can happen, but I'd be shocked if they don't come out on top.
Al Fournier following the miss by Kyle Lowry from deep.
Up by a bunch. He's still pushing the action, trying to impose his will.
With this big of a deficit in the score, you think the losing team would be playing harder. Nope, the opposite.
Now here's Leonard. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Miami, and the shot goes in.
And you have to like the location of this pass. Gives it to him where he can do something with it.
And here's Simmons for 3. They get the rebound, and Vucevic throws it down.
Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big foul. So it's Toronto now, after the Magic pick up 2. Fades back, buries it from 3-point range. Vucevic has got 28.
You know, he had a hot start to this game. He's only gotten hotter. We'll see if the defense makes an adjustment.
Green draws the double. Here's Siakam. He had 10 points in the win against the Heat in Miami.
You know what? I also like how he attacked the glass. Gave a terrific effort in that department. Lacking confidence right now in his offense. He's been shaky all period.
Here's Fournier. Toronto grabs the miss. Outside, Green. Siakam passes to Lowry. That's good for his third bucket. Now 3 for 6 from the field.
Lowry showing how crafty he can be with that hoop inside.
Here's Augustine. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against Phoenix.
And, you know, he was getting fouled time and time again and really delivered at the free throw line. Huge contribution there, guys.
So for the Magic, Gordon's checked in for Bamba, and it's Grant in for Augustine. And Toronto also making a switch. Jonas Valanciunas, who's checked in for Serge Ibaka. The shot's good from Fournier. Fournier's got 8 points in the quarter.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Lowry drawing the double team. Down low, here's Green. That falls. Nice feed that time from Kyle Lowry. Lowry's got 9 assists in the game. Great passing. Fournier into the lane. And the rejection by Valanciunas. Passes it to Lowry. And there's the feed to Green. Leonard trying to break free. No good. That's miss number 2 against 3 makes from the field. The drive by Vucevic. That one drops for him. Vucevic has got 30 points.
And each bucket at this point feels like a backbreaker.
Showing no mercy. Double-digit lead and still putting it on him.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 5. Goes up from the top of the key. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
And despite the hot start from beyond, they've gotten away from shooting the triple.
Fournier. That's good. He's 5 for 9.
And a high percentage look there. And he takes full advantage. Bumps up the lead.
Yeah, the lead now is double digits. Some tricky matchups out there. Not a lot of solutions.
Leonard, no luck.
And you know what? He's just not on his game, no doubt about it. Their deficit isn't totally on him, but he has not been an asset for his team. Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that
one. Fournier against Green. Kicks it to Lowry. Good, and it's Green picking up the assist. 10 points for Kyle Lowry.
Making a dent in this deficit. He's been on point tonight.
And the basket by Gordon.
Man, he's been on point, not forcing things, getting the most of his looks within the flow.
Leonard looking around. To the paint. Add that basket to his impressive total. Brings him to 10 for 14.
Well, this is what every coach emphasizes. Keep your head up. Be willing to make the extra pass.
The shot's good from Fournier.
Taking a workman-like approach inside. That's the shot you want.
With 1 on the clock. Doesn't go that time. And so it's Orlando. Way out in front. Their lead at 38 points as we close out the quarter. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Kevin, thank you. Aaron, you all have played at a high level so far. What has worked for you?
We're just sticking to the game plan. You know, our coaches really drew up something good for us. You know, they wrote it out, and we're sticking to it, and we're executing very well.
Yeah, that's obvious the way you all have played. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. 1 half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Nikola Vucevic on fire in the first half. He had 30 points, 6 rebounds, and 1 steal. The first 2 quarters went very well for him. What did you think, Kenny, about what we saw from the Magic?
They have run their offense straight out of a coach's textbook tonight. Both ball and player movement have been excellent. And the result of all that movement, almost all high-quality shots they're generating. It's pretty to watch. Very good fundamental basketball.
Shaq, let's get your insight on Toronto.
Well, their sloppy play really surprised me, especially the turnovers. No matter who they had out there, they never seemed to be on the same page. Their only hope is to make every possession count, and that means taking care of the ball.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
Welcome back, folks. The downtown skyline of Orlando, Florida, looking especially striking tonight. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, Vucevic, guys, has been exceptional.
Yeah, he's really been catching the defense off guard so far here in this game, racking up a bunch of trips to the line.
Well, he's one of those guys. When he's being aggressive, officials give him the benefit of the doubt.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next two quarters are any different from the first two. So far, it has been a runaway. Inside, we have Gordon and Vucevic. Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. And it's Simmons in at the three. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. It's good from Gordon on the assist by Simmons. Simmons got his 5th assist in this one.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Yes, in the first minute or so, you knock down a couple of shots. You are in rhythm.
Offensive rebound, Leonard. Simmons with the defensive effort. And for the Magic, they're shooting a mind-boggling 79% off the floor. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Kyle Lowry is a player who has worked his way to stardom. He says, I still feel like I can be better. I'm never satisfied. My team is good, but I think the best I can be is a champion. There is no other goal in basketball. Guys?
D.A., that's how you truly create a legacy. Outside Lowry, over Augustine. Bounces high off the rim and drops. 12 points for Kyle Lowry.
If Lowry gets his feet set under him on a catch and shoot like that, the odds are it'll go in.
And it's Gordon missing.
No hesitation. He took it right to the rack. But a quick reaction by the defense.
Pass to Siakam. Shoots a three. That one's not going to go. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. And it's Gordon penetrating.
Is it any surprise that he's been hitting everything out there? You want the ball in his hands as much as possible.
The Raptors have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter, 50% from the field. Here's Siakam. How's that for an answer? Right back with the dunk.
Nice look there from Kyle Lowry, the Villanova Wildcat.
Well, not too long ago, Kyle Lowry was a free agent in high demand, Steve. Toronto signed him to that big contract, and it's worked out for both of them.
You know, the Raptors believed in Lowry and were willing to pay up to keep him. They see him as a vital part of this team now. Lowry took some time to mature as a player, but now it's paying off.
Here's Augustine. Kawhi Leonard making his last shot. And the baseline jumper, no good. Green kicks to Leonard. Over Simmons. And it's Leonard missing. Left side, Gordon. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And Toronto called for the foul.
Well, sometimes it just takes an opportunity in the NBA, and Aaron Gordon has made the most of it. Since taking over that power forward role full-time, he has shown remarkable improvement. Plays with more confidence and aggression on offense and has transformed himself as a player.
He misses the free throw. And for Gordon, in his first full season as a starter, he instantly became a star in the league.
And when he was taken 4th overall, this was the type of player the team was hoping he'd become. His outside shot has improved by leaps and bounds and always plays with speed and athleticism. And now I think he's got a much more fully rounded game, which makes him dangerous.
And here's Lowry. 12 points for him. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Well, Orlando shooting the ball around 43% from the floor so far in the third quarter. And the basket by Gordon.
You can tell he is on a mission down the stretch. Attack offensively and build on this lead.
Poked away. Augustine dishes to Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And a lot to like about that play, particularly how it ends.
Yeah, at the rack. That's what you want in transition, a high percentage look.
Here's Lowry. Following the bucket by Orlando. Anunoby, good. The Magic have gone 5 of 9 on field goal attempts since halftime. Orlando moving the ball around. And it's Gordon missing. And it's Lowry with the ball. Brings it up for Toronto. Oh, and here we go with Gordon. Nobody back. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And I think that play sort of sums up what we've seen tonight. Just simply being outplayed both sides of the ball. Smart basketball defensively, turning into easy points.
And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Here's Anunoby. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Leonard's got 9 assists now tonight. For Orlando, they've gone 7 of 12 from the floor since coming out of the break. And they double up Gordon. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's on Kawhi Leonard. The Magic have been shooting right around 75% at the line, 9 of 12 so far.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that
one. And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Toronto. Wright comes in for Kyle Lowry. Good on the second free throw.
See, now he's getting defenders back on their heels a little bit, getting to the foul line here in the second half.
Van Vliet kicks to Anunoby. Feeds it to Ibaka. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Very solid, both ends of the floor. That time, Ibaka efficient inside.
Here's Ross. That shot off. Some solid defense from Ibaka. Here's Van Vliet. Oh, good with the triple.
You won't see him miss many of these. A wide open look from distance.
And he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
The reason why a number of guys on this roster, they are built for speed. Why not play to your strengths?
For Orlando, they have made 10 of their 14 tries at the free throw line in the game.
1 shot.
Here's Van Vliet. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. To the paint. And Ibaka slams it in.
Explosive leaping ability allows him to play the 5, even though he's a little undersized.
Isaac misses. Toronto's gone 1 of 4 in 3-point shots here in the third. Miles finds Wright. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Checking out the numbers for Gordon. Over the last 10 games or so, he's really shown up. He's right around 13 points a night, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And guys, he's making winning plays. It's as simple as that. Not a star player per se, but he makes his presence felt.
And the numbers, they back it up. Whether he can sustain this level of production, we don't know. but the arrow's pointing upward right now.
Free throw drops for Wright. Grant, he's checked in for Gordon. And so Wright nails both of them. Magic have gone better than 53% from the floor since halftime. Shooting 8 of 15. Ross, that's good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Grant. Ross with the steal, and now it's Ross running. He can go all the way. And Ross with the slam!
That is not possible. What we just... is that possible?
I think it is, Greg. Not probable, but like possible, like you said. That instant replay brought to you by Under Armour Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive the unleashing of chaos that time. Count that one. Wright's got 10 points.
That's an excellent pass. On time, on target. Great teamwork.
Here's Ross. And
And that's how he makes his presence felt.
And Greg, we see him do it time and again. He is a special, special talent. And this is his first trip to the line tonight.
And that 82% free throw percentage this season must have him feeling pretty good about himself at the line.
Valanciunas, he's checked in for Toronto.
One shot.
That free throw good from Ross. Here's Van Vliet. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. Right outside. Offline with his three. Well, Orlando's shooting has been sensational. 75% for the game. Ross, that's good.
I love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Here's Van Vliet. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Ross.
Just active defensively here, being extremely disruptive.
You know, I love the effort just to get a hand in there. He is disrupting the offensive flow.
Time call here. The Magic decide to talk it over.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
The reason why is you like to get value every time down the floor, but that does take a lot of discipline.
And here's the shot chart as we see how things are going for Gordon.
And really what jumps out to me about this shot chart is just how aggressive he's been when on the floor. I mean, he's doing everything he can to get as close to the hoop as possible before putting up that shot, and it's worked out in a big way for him and his team.
Here's Wright. The teardrop falls in. Wright's got 6 here in this quarter.
The beauty of the teardrop, very difficult to really contest.
And from that's a rugged play.
That one was big time. What you like about the drive there from Ross is how he used his body to shield the ball and take the contact.
And it's Wright with the ball for Toronto. The pass to Van Vliet. Wright against Ross. And it's Wright missing.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
A one-do. That's good.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Here's Van Vliet. He's covered by Grant. Van Vliet passes to Anunoby. Some nice ball movement here by the Raptors. And DeLon Wright hits the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. The Magic shooting has been wild. 76%. That's just unbelievable. Grant, that's good.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Ball's knocked loose, and that's out of bounds. Toronto will retain possession. And let's quickly check out the best young defenders, how they've been playing in the low post lately. Your rookie block leaders for the past month. Number 1, Mohamed Bamba.
He's been a factor on the inside. An impressive stretch for him defensively.
Now, here's Valanciunas. He's got 6. Here's Van Vliet. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Bamba's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Here's Grant, and it's Orlando with another.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Toronto's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Here's Van Vliet. He's still scoreless so far in this one. That one goes in.
You know, maybe save that fadeaway move for when he really needs it.
Pass to Bamba. It falls for his 7th bucket of the contest. He's 7 for 9.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Jonas Valanciunas, the big fella, dominate in the paint.
And the dunk by Bamba.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. And the Raptors with the ball. The Magic getting the bucket. Valanciunas.
Serve and the defense there. He makes a terrific read.
Here's Grant. Second chance shot. And Bamba with the lay-in. Bamba's got 6 here in this quarter.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build.
And another steal for him.
He's making history, tied for 3rd most steals in a single game.
Incredible tenacity. He continues to hound the ball. To the paint. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And a hard finish there, guys.
Yeah, and only one hand needed for that one. And he jams it with authority.
And it's nice to see Bamba finding his groove. When he's in sync, he feels like he can make any shot.
The Raptors shooting a stellar 60% since the halftime break. In the corner, it's Van Vliet. Rebounded by Isaac.
Oh, I don't believe that. He's better than that. Come on.
Nice shot there by Bamba. Bamba's got 12 points here in the second half.
Really good at getting down the floor. When Bamba is hustling, good things often happen in transition.
And the dunk by Valanciunas.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated, in stride.
Here's Ross, and again, another assist.
Another possession, another assist.
You know, Greg, he's sharing the ball well, hitting his guys in their spots. 1:22 left to play in the third. Here's Van Vliet, still looking for his first bucket in this one. Pass to Anunoby. Trying to find Valanciunas. Gets it to him. And it's Valanciunas finishing it off.
Well, you know that Valanciunas has the potential to go off, and he's doing it here.
Magic shooting the lights out in this one, 77%. They grab their own miss. Isaac drops in the layup for 2. Isaac's got his second bucket of the night.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
And Wright kicks to Van Vliet to the inside. And the dunk by Valanciunas.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
And here's Grant. He'll bring it up for the Orlando Magic. Ross. The shot. No good. Nice D from Valanciunas. Toronto's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime.
Because he's inconsistent from range, the defense dares him to take that shot. Bad gamble there.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. And then Miles with the dunk.
Oh, quick hands on the steal and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and offensively.
Terrific defensive instincts to come away with that one, and he showed no hesitation in how he completed that transition opportunity.
Now a timeout called by Orlando.
And as of late, they have not looked good at all. Actually, they've been dominated.
And the worst part, they're starting to get down on themselves. Really need that one big play to spark some life back into them.
Together, there's a reason why they watch all night long. Yeah, no belts or hands forever. So tonight I'm gonna show you off. When I walk with you, I watch the whole room change. Baby, that's what you do. No, my baby don't play. Blaming all my confidence, I'm blaming all your measurements.
So a new group on the floor for Orlando. Raptors also changing it up. Siakam is checked in for OG Anunoby. Kawhi Leonard comes in for CJ Miles. And it's Green in for Wright. To the middle. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Valanciunas. Van Vliet passes to Green. And it's blocked by Gordon. Siakam kicks to Van Vliet. But they get it back. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Orlando out in front, just dominating this one. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. And from a recent huddle, let's listen in on head coach Steve Clifford.
Well, we're doing well. Great job. Show your hands. Show your hands. Don't foul.
Moments ago, Steve Clifford talking about defensive technique. Doesn't want to give up 3 points at the charity line.
And by focusing in on the smallest thing, his guys know how serious he is. One of the better defensive coaches in our league.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. On the court for Toronto to start the fourth. They've got Richardson. Craig Monroe is out there with Brown. And it's Van Vliet in at the point.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Mozgov with the bucket.
And I'll tell you what, at his size, once Mozgov gets the ball that close, it's lights out.
To the inside. And Craig Monroe with the slam.
Assist goes to
a nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality.
And a long windup and strong follow-through on the one-hand jam.
Yeah, he's not going to mess that one up. Raptors shooting a smooth 58% from the field. Everything going according to plan for them on that end. And Simmons slams it in.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Simmons gotten about everything to drop here, shooting 6 of 7. Brown outside. It's Richardson on the wing. No good, shot missing. The Magic go the other way with it. Fournier against Richardson. And Fournier kicks to Mozgov, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on Monroe.
And how about the big Russian, Timofey Mozgov, a good, solid contributor when healthy.
For star players, even after a loss, Steve, they're asked to give press conferences after the games. Talk about how difficult that is for a player in the moments after a very difficult defeat.
And this is where you have to use your teammates and obviously your PR guys around the team to help you and obviously gather yourself before you get a chance to go in there, because it's tough. You're running high with emotions and sometimes the wrong type of emotions.
Yes.
But I also, Kevin, would love to see on the media side, there are some questions I just don't agree with. I think you should get a yellow card if you ask a dumb question, and if you get a red card, you can't ask any more questions for that series.
I think you'd be handing me cards after everything I say. I'd rather be piling cards in front of
Kevin,
me.
Not at all.
Now, here's Lowry. Hit his foot. And it's being called a kickball. Just about 1.5 minutes gone by here in the fourth.
And they've gone ice cold from the outside as they're trying to cut into this deficit. The three-point percentage much worse this half than it was in the first. Just relentless. Really impressed with how they've been able to maintain that focus.
When you have a huge lead, it's easy to get sloppy on offense. They haven't fallen into that trap.
Here's Siakam. Back to Lowry. Just 5 on the clock. And the Raptors miss again.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
And stolen by Richardson. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. It's good, only a few seconds into the shot clock. And so it's Augustine who will bring it up for Orlando. Here's Mozgov. The quick look, no good that time. Toronto's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Lowry looking around. 5 to shoot. No good on the triple.
But still, eventually you got to feel like he'll start knocking those down again.
Mozgov drives in. And good that time. Mozgov's got 6 points in the quarter.
And being aggressive, using that length, Mozgov owning the painted area in the face of pressure.
To the right side. Lowry passes to Brown. Toronto working the ball around now. Lowry against Augustine. Monroe. It doesn't go for him. Excellent D there from Mozgov. Here's Fournier. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
And when you look at Evan Fournier, he's just a reliable source for points whenever he's on the floor.
Yeah, and Fournier is a bit of a quiet scorer. I mean, he always ends up with a lot of points, but doesn't tend to wow you with any individual plays. Terrific shooter who just makes the most of his touches and his minutes whenever he's on the floor.
The NBA is so financially stable right now, Steve. What's it been like watching this growth for the league overall?
You know, I've loved it because I think the partnership has been phenomenal. The league is growing both for players and also organization. They've done a nice job of getting a chance to hammer out some of these issues to making it worthwhile financially for the league and also financially for the players.
That one good for 2.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
The basket good off the assist from Simmons.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Now here's Brown. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. Steve, the NBA playing games in foreign countries now during the regular season. You think that'll become a more common occurrence?
I do, Kevin. I think they do a good job of getting a chance to, I would say, gather all the fans around the globe. Our game is going more global. And I think some of the players and some of the teams, they love it. I think a lot of times if they make sure the NBA, they're not sending the exact same teams and get a chance to spread the wealth, I think it's a great idea.
No good on the free throw. Serge Ibaka, he's checked in for Pascal Siakam. And that trip coming up empty, missing both. Steve, looking around the league, name a few current players who you think will go down as the greatest in their franchise's history.
Well, the one name that comes to mind first is LeBron James. In several franchises he's played for. Also, Dirk Nowitzki. Reason why he's a fantastic player. He's only been with one franchise, the Dallas Mavericks. I think Steph Curry. I think Russell Westbrook. And I think James Harden, obviously in Houston, you have Akeem Olajuwon. He has a chance if he can win the MVP and keep playing at this level for several more years.
Good example. Now a timeout called by Orlando.
When you watch Kyle Lowry play, you see how much bigger he is than his stats. Does so many little things on both ends of the floor. I mean, he's a great screen setter, takes charges, all the things that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, but are important when it comes to winning.
Ain't enough. Where you from? Throw it out. Going nuts. Going down. Sauce it down. Do too much. Keeps pulling me under. When the waves come down, I can't come up for
air. And it's the Magic with the ball. Giving up just 8 points in the fourth quarter. And Greg, with Lowry, it isn't like he's quiet on the stat sheet either.
Yeah, he is a bulldog. I mean, scores it, the playmaking. He's just complete in terms of a backcourt player. Rebounds as well as anybody for his position and got good hands on defense. It just gives you a little bit of everything at that point guard position.
To the middle, here's Brown. No good on that one. So Orlando will take it the other way. Here's Mozgov. And Mozgov throws it down.
And how about the aggressive side of Mozgov? Benefits the team when he's that energized.
Lowry with the ball. To the inside. Fournier pulls it down. And here's Fournier. He brings it up for the Magic. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Well, we're always talking now about the modern super teams, whether they're a good thing or they're bad for the game. But the counter is that we've always had super teams at one time or another. Would you agree?
Yeah, I think we've always had super teams, Kevin. You look back at the Lakers with Magic and Kareem and Worthy. Those are kind of like a big three. And you look at the Celtics back in the day with McHale, Bird, Parrish, those guys. I think right now what you're looking at is we haven't seen where MVPs go join other MVPs. That's where it's been the change right now. Now you're seeing the super teams. That's why I think it's changed.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
You know, there's nothing more frustrating than that. Giving up points on a possession, you won.
One shot, mind the lanes.
That's good from Richardson. Here's Simmons. Here's a 1-2. The basket good off the assist from Simmons. Simmons got his 9th assist in the game now. Toronto's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Here's Brown. Excellent D there from Mozgov. Magic shooting the lights out in this one, 77%. Martin buries it down low. Martin's got 4 this quarter.
Yeah, and in terms of accuracy, they are dominating the second half.
I like that they're trying to maximize the value of each possession, and you know their coach likes it.
Another possession, another assist.
That makes 15 assists.
He's been one step ahead of the defense all game long. Here's a 1-2, and he finishes nicely on the layup.
High percentage play, working the ball in close, then the nice move to convert.
Toronto's gotten just 1 of 4 3-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Brown against Simmons. The shot by Lowry, no good.
Trying to shoot his way out of this slump, but thus far, not working.
You know what? At some point, you have to decide. Do you keep pressing the issue, or do you focus on setting up others? In case anyone was wondering, this is what it looks like when you're in the zone. He hasn't missed one all quarter.
And Jonathan Simmons gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
And now only 1 away from being in the penalty.
And Orlando making a change here. Grant's checked in. Then for the Raptors, OG Anunoby's checked in for Monroe. C.J. Miles comes in for Lorenzo Brown. And it's DeLon Wright in for Kyle Lowry. And here's Miles outside. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
All about converting your opportunities. He just hit his 2nd 3 of this half, 3rd of the night. And this is the value of letting the play develop. You find the weakness in the defense.
Smitty, you're looking around the league right now. Certain players extremely smart. Which guys do you think will make the transition the easiest from player to coach?
You know, some guys that stick out, Chris Paul, I think Mike Conley, LeBron James, obviously. Those guys, they just stick out. You can see their coaches on the floor, Draymond Green. They just have a way because they have those leadership qualities, and also they play the game the right way. They have such a good understanding and a good feel. Those are some of the guys that stand out for me.
That was a good list. You're right.
A nice job of converting, but what really makes this play, the lead pass.
Toronto's gone 2 of 5 on 3-point shots since the end of the third quarter. To the paint, here's Anunoby, banked in off the glass.
Attacking the defense with the pass. Love the unselfishness.
Here's a 1-2, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. And the Raptors shooting about 45% from the floor in the fourth. Right against Grant to the inside, and it's Miles with the jam.
Sharing the basketball. Plenty of guys talk about it, but not everyone does it.
Here's a 1-2. Lucky 7 drops in. He's perfect from the floor, 7 for 7.
And is it any wonder they're ahead in this game? His perfect night from the field has been the catalyst.
And here's Miles outside, and the Raptors hit again from deep.
Talking about heating up. At halftime, he had just 1 made from beyond the arc, but he's drained 3 more since.
Here's a 1-2. Toronto grabs the miss. Anunoby's got 6 rebounds in the game. Pass to Richardson. Here's Anunoby, covered by Martin. And the shot will not go from Anunoby. And the Magic shooting has been wild, 76%. That's just unbelievable. Here's Birch. And the layup's good off the glass.
Guys, he's having a ball out there. I mean, we knew going in that he'd have an advantage on the glass, but I didn't think he could be this dominant. What a difference.
And he's not going to back off. Even with that big lead, he's going to get more motivated to keep stretching out their lead.
Here's a 1-2. Buries it down low. A 1-2's got 12 points in just the second half.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
And it's Miles missing. Here's Orlando now. Tipped away and stolen by Wright. The pass to Miles. Birch grabs the board. Birch has got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's a 1-2. Orlando getting another chance here. Another shot. He lays it in.
I'll tell you, there's no quitting him when it comes to the offensive glass.
Toronto's gone beyond the arc 7 times here in the fourth and been successful 3 times.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for the Magic.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them.
And they're able to even the score of this series at a game apiece. Still, 2 more to go in the season series.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Aaron Gordon.
How about the rhythm he got into tonight? Unstoppable at the offensive end. And the coach was smart. He kept calling his number.
Jonas Valanciunas, he's checked in for Serge Ibaka. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
When you watch Anunoby play, he does so much well. Makes his teammates better. Not easy to do as a young wing player. He's a fantastic passer and does a very good job of reading the play.
There's 1:17 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Well, we've seen the growth of the G League, especially in how much it's been utilized for player development. A lot of guys going up to the NBA level. Steve, how do you think we'll see this evolve over the next 10 years?
I think the G League and this partnership with the NBA and teams has been fantastic. It's kind of similar to baseball right now in the minor leagues, and the teams have done a great job of having the flexibility to bring guys up and down. I love it for a lot of these young guys to get a chance to develop and also be a part of, I would say, the big team.
Excellent point.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
You know, you feel on top of the world when it happens as a player, just the relationship you have with the fans.
Now, here's Valanciunas. Misses off the right iron. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Birch. And there are the Magic with another bucket.
And just staying aggressive, continuing to extend that lead.
They left nothing to chance. This is how you close out.
Here's Wright. No good from Valanciunas. Now a timeout called by Orlando. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, I'm not sure why you call a timeout this late. I mean, the game is more or less over.
I'm not questioning that either, but he clearly hasn't given up on this one quite yet.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
Their losing streak had gotten to the point where somebody, anybody, had to put his foot down. And even though there were other more probable candidates, he's been the one to take over that leadership role. And so here's Orlando. And so the Magic can now just hold on to the ball. Here's Isaac, and he banks in the layup.
And one area Isaac must continue to improve upon, has the size to dominate inside, now just needs to add the muscle.
Wright finds Miles. Wright outside. And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Evan Fournier. Hey, Evan, does a win like tonight's against this kind of competition show you how far you've come as a team?
Yeah, sure. You know, we obviously showing progress, but we want to be a very good team. We are very ambitious.
Nothing wrong with a little ambition, Evan. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.